nuts.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all doing good and well. Welcome to another freaking sick video. In today's video, I'm going to start plumbing up the oil cooler because now that we've actually got everything to be able to do it, it's very exciting. Now, one thing that's been going on in the back, I'm not going to tell you guys yet. There's a lot going on in the background for some major changes. A lot of cool stuff is going to be happening to Picnic, going to be happening for Indy and I. A lot of big stuff is coming in the near future, and things are going to change quite a bit, which is very exciting. So one thing that we're going to be looking at today is I really want to start plumbing this up. Now, I don't know if I will actually take off the little cap, drop some of the oil, and actually get it going today so that it's actually completely plumbed up. Because there's, again, another thing that we're working on that hopefully we can nail out really quick. Just another awesome freaking little product. Well, it's not just another little product. This product is, again, going to revolutionize the burnout scene, LS engines, everything like that. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be pioneering one of the first people to be doing this stuff, like with LSs, at all, which is really exciting. But I'm going to stop talking and we're going to jump straight into doing this, because now that I actually know how to make AN lines and things like that, it is so freaking exciting. I love doing this. It just makes you feel like, I can't explain it, but like it's just an awesome feeling. Not only being able to do all the stuff on your car, but it's just making AN lines is a really cool freaking fitting. So gonna get straight into that. Alrighty, so gonna jump into this box just here. We've got -10 AN line. We've got our hose cutters. So this is the side that will go onto the engine, just there. It's a bit dark. Yeah, that's the side that goes onto the engine. Now we need, where are they? Yep, so there's one ORV. Need those fittings too. Need you. And there should be one more fitting, because yeah, 2 to go in there, and then there, so they're just hose ends. Yeah, everything should be freaking ready to go. Ready to rip. And as you can see as well, like, I just tidied everything up on the front just here, so got rid of the ugly pool noodles. I can't remember if I actually filmed this or not. Just repainted that front crash bar and everything, and like all across the top here, and made it so that these are nice and like they're not just like completely silver. They've actually, like, they're black most of it, and just the top is silver. But it just presents a whole lot nicer. As you guys know, we spend a lot of the time with the front bar off, so I really just thought we'd clean it up just so that it looks a lot nicer. And I'm going to be completely changing the way that the coolant setup is, because I really thought that the way this is all supposed to work was you literally just dumped, like, you just need somewhere for when it dumps, need somewhere for coolant to go. It's a lot more in-depth than that, so it's that's going to change. It's not just going to be a catch bottle, it's actually going to be a proper little setup with an overflow, and yeah, that'll be for another video. But yeah, I'm going to jump in, start cutting some hose. Alrighty, so this would be much easier if I had a workbench or anything to actually work with, but I don't, so we make do with what we've got. You know, start with this one. God, this stuff just here is so annoying. The clear tape here, it's not actually a sticky tape. It's just like a clear cellophane tape. It is so freaking annoying when it's on the hoses. The bigger the hose, the easier, like this, because you can see where it ends. But on the smaller hoses, like -6, -8, may as well just cut it off with a razor. Gets that annoying. So I've made first hose here, got my fittings on. Now the only thing I was worried about is the style of this hose. It doesn't have an olive, because this is like the 550 series and 450 series hose. Now this will see, what, with oil pressure between 60 and 80 PSI. Because we're adding more channels for the oil to go through, like now that it has to go through these hoses, through the oil cooler, and then back into the engine, because we're adding more to the system, you probably will see a slight drop in oil pressure, just because there's more that it has to travel through now. But yeah, I just didn't know how I felt about how well these fittings were holding. So I literally just kind of went and played tug of war with Indy, and they didn't budge. So they must be pretty good. If not, we're just gonna have to test them and see how they go, see how they hold up. Because, like, if you remember, we had power steering line failure at Power Cruise. Now, all that meant was power steering, like, we had no power steering by the end of that skid. At Brashenats, we had that line fail. All that meant was it just dumped trans fluid out. If that was the middle of the skid, that would have been a fire for sure, and it would have blown the box. Now, even more so, if this fails, or if these lines fail, because I haven't done them properly, by whatever means, I 100% trust the parts, but if it comes into user error and that like it fails because of how I've assembled the lines, you lose oil pressure. You lose oil pressure. That's a goodbye engine. So we've got that to worry about because this is a pretty major one. So if that fails, then there's not much going back from that kind of thing. That's not just replace a line. There's a good chance that's replace an engine. So if you're not keeping an eye on the oil pressure, like the oil pressure gauge, then there is no room for forgiveness if we mess these lines up. So, but just played tug of war with them, and you could get to the point where you could feel the line stretching. So I completely trust them. But yeah, it does make me nervous that they must be 110% perfect. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to have a good time. But I guess all we can really do is we can, once it's all plumbed up and we put some more like fresh trans fluid back in, we can literally just hit the starter, crank it over until we get oil pressure, and then just see how the lines hold up kind of thing. So once they're all plumbed up and everything, I'll fill the cooler with oil, just so that you're obviously not down on oil pressure when it's trying to pump through, because you'd have to be filling that up some way, one way or another. So I'll fill that with oil before we start cranking it. That won't be today. Yeah, because obviously if you started cranking it before that's filled, it's going to try and fill the cooler, which is then going to starve it of oil. And even though that would probably only hold, I don't know, half a litre or so, that's half a litre not lubricating your engine. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's just an easy fix if you just start off by filling the cooler with oil. So now we'll make sure that it's relatively the right length, and I'll make up this second line. Okay, so this one's going really well. So we've tested it, made sure that it was strong enough, routed it down here, then goes through under here. Now I wanted to keep it away from heat as much as possible, so I'm going underneath the alternator wires there, around the engine mount that way. And you can see down here, if I can reach down and grab it, it bolts in just there. Now you can see that the line kinks. Hang on, I'll just move it to where I want it. Okay, it's hard to do with one hand, but if you make the line follow the rail, it pulls it away from the sump, and it's really nice. It's a really nice spot for it. All right, so now I'm just gonna make the second line the same length, or just about the same, maybe a little bit shorter. I found out that a key to working with this hose is to sit it in the sun, especially when it's first out of the weave, because it is so hard to work with when it's cold, because it's just so it's not flexible. Whereas see how now when I lift this, it bends? Yeah, didn't want to do that before. So I'll just leave this to warm up for a couple minutes, and then we'll screw this fitting onto the cooler, route the line where we want it to go, and then cut it, fitting, job done. Alrighty, got it through there. So you can see that it's literally just sitting just below where it would go. And the lines, I mean, they're a bit crisscrossed now, but when I had both hands just then, I held them up, and I can get them running absolutely perfect, no kinks, straight into the cooler. I am very pleased with that. I've got to edit this video now and finish it. Started too late in the day, shocked me, right? But now literally just got to pop that off. Not too much oil should come out of that, but we can more or less just whatever comes out, we'll just chuck back in. And then for heat, we will wrap the headers so that we can keep some heat away from those lines. And we should be all freaking done with that, which is freaking awesome. Oh, making AN lines is so freaking fun. I mean, always growing up, as someone that loved the burnout scene and everything like that, you see all these big, awesome, freaking fancy AN lines, and it just looks sick. So, but at least that's done. Awesome, freaking plenty of room down there. Everything worked the way it should have, and nicely. And then yeah, warming up those lines made such a difference to be able to just maneuver it down there. But now everything just needs to be done up tight and actually installed, so there's oil going through it. Then I will actually kind of prime it, trans fluid. We still have to fix that starter issue, but we can just run it around until we get some oil pressure just to see how it goes. But yeah, very excited, very keen, very happy. Alrighty guys, that's where I'm gonna have to wrap up today's video. Now we haven't got any like urgent events coming up anytime soon, but the next event that we really do want to make it to is Power Cruise in Queensland in September. So that gives us just about 2 months. But if we're gonna go, we're gonna need your guys' help. Now we want to get there so that we can, all you guys up north, that we can actually kind of like show you guys the car, because I know there's a lot of you guys up there and we really want to show you the car. So we'll have to figure something out so that we can actually be able to make it up there. But I really pray that we can get it up there, party with all the boys, because Mitch, Owen, Pete, all those guys, they're going up again, all the guys that we camped with at Sydney. So it's going to be an absolute freaking party and we want to be there. So sorted out transmission, sorting out the oil cooler, all that kind of stuff. Everything should be mint. And we've got a couple little spicy things on the way. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to have to wrap it up here. I'm going to edit now and upload, so I'll catch you guys in the next one, which, what's today? Monday? Should be Thursday, hopefully Thursday. So I'll catch you guys in the next one, Thursday, 6 p.m. Be there or be square. All righty, guys, take it easy. Catch you later. Peace.
There's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat. I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that you shining. Okay, I'm back.